Well, Dan approached me a couple of years ago in 2013 and asked me would I be interested in playing the role. And I came on as actor and producer on it, which means that you have a little bit more to do on the background of it, but you get a little bit more input on how the film turns out. And of course, because it's a small movie, independently made, then there's a long road process to getting it onto the screen. We managed to get John Hurt involved, which was a great plus for us because John Hurt elevates almost every film that he's ever been in. And Jürgen Prochnow and Olivia Thirlby, and suddenly we found that we had a nice little company. And then we found a wonderful DP in Chloe, and I think this is her debut screening of a film,
first
feature, yeah. And she was extraordinary, and took on the complications not only of making a film, especially your debut film as a DP, but also taking on a film where you have to go through the translation, filming in another country, a stranger environment, working with an American director, Irish actors, German actors, English actors. So she was very good, and of course Dan was extraordinary with everybody. But he's that type of personality where he really does smooth the waters as much as possible, and you kind of need that.
So you mentioned working with Dan, and we've spoken to Dan earlier. You've said you were a producer on the film. What input did you have into the character? Were there any changes you wanted to make? Was there anything you really wanted to get across or do?
Yeah, well, you look, when an actor gets a piece of material, then they kind of work within the parameters of that piece of material. Of course, you change it as the days go by to basically, sometimes you have to do it to save money, sometimes the scene is not working, it's too long, it doesn't fit into what we need it to be. Of course, you see that more in editing, so you shoot as much as you can. But it's when you're acting and producing on something, because I have 3 films coming out this year that I did that on, you do take on a little bit more responsibility, but with that responsibility you get to almost manipulate how your character is going to be perceived just that little bit more. At the same time, once I finish, I hand it off to an editor who is going to make this meal. So what we're giving him is a bunch of ingredients. And they put the meal together with Dan and with Chloe, and I think everybody did a wonderful job.